Alex, you were describing earlier the members of Odin Lloyd's family that were there and how they got emotional. Take me back there.
Well, Andrew, Odin Lloyd's family were about 3 rows behind the prosecution during the arraignment hearing. We counted about 6 members of the family there. They were visibly emotional throughout the whole proceedings. However, at one point, while the district attorney was discussing the events of the night, how Odin Lloyd was murdered, and the events just after that when Hernandez returned to his home, a woman, we believe her to be the mother of Odin Lloyd, got visibly upset and was escorted out of the courtroom in order to regain her composure. So she was escorted out. The remaining family members sat and watched the proceedings as they went on.
Alex, we were able to see Hernandez. We didn't see him move much. He stood there rather stoic, handcuffed. Your view of Aaron Hernandez from where you were sitting?
Well, Andrew, from what I saw of Aaron Hernandez, he was stoic. He stood the entire time of the proceedings, and the proceedings weren't short. They were close to about 30 minutes for the district attorney to go through the events of the weekend and eventually the night in question. He stood the entire time, stood still, didn't sway, no emotion on the face. I did not see him look over at the Lloyd family. I didn't see him look at his girlfriend, who was also in the courtroom. He looked ahead most of the time, or at the judge, or at the district attorney, and absolutely no emotion on his face during the entire proceeding.
Alec, there was one image that we had of Hernandez, again, handcuffed, seeming to wipe his eyes near the end, with about a minute left in the proceedings. I didn't know if he was crying, if it was just the first time. I mean, did you see that?
I did see that, Andrew, and actually that was the first time I had seen him move during the entire 30 minutes. So I did take note of that. I believe he had something in his eye. It did not appear that he was crying. He actually then sort of rubbed his arm on his face, just to kind of, it looked like he was trying to get something out of his eye, or had maybe an itch that he was trying to scratch.
Aaron, Alex, just to clarify, he never looked at his family?
I never saw him look at his family. Now, his girlfriend and the mother of his 8-month-old child was the only family member I observed in the courtroom. She was in the very back row, Andrew. It would be kind of difficult where he was to look directly to his right and all the way back and see her. He may have looked for her, but I don't think they had a moment where they saw each other and were able to give a glance or anything like that to each other, a glance of support.
And I'm assuming every last seat in that courtroom was taken, mostly media. Who else was in there, Alex?
Media, other defendants who were waiting their time in court, because the Aaron Hernandez arraignment wasn't the only issue to be brought in court today. Also about 11, what I counted, police officers that were not in court prior to this arraignment. So it was a very heavy police presence there.
Alex, just briefly here, quickly, outside the courtroom, we saw some I don't know, people, I don't know who they are, fans, whomever. Is there a big crowd of non-media outside the courthouse?
There's a very large crowd, non-media here, Andrew. The court is surrounded by homes and businesses, and people have been out here all day, ever since about 9:30 this morning, awaiting for Hernandez to arrive, watching the media do what they're doing. So people have been coming and going. Crowds have been here. I don't see many fans. I don't see many people in jerseys here. Waving their support. I think we all remember the O.J. Simpson car chase when fans came out, there were signs. It's nothing like that. People really just getting onto their porches, going into the streets just to sort of see what's going on. Most of them have heard of the case. They didn't realize that he was going to be brought to the courtroom that's, in essence, in their backyard.
All right. Alex Matcham. Thanks, Alex. One of our producers there inside the courtroom during the Aaron Hernandez arraignment.